Long ago, the world as we knew it had ended. In the wake of eldritch storms of chaos that ravaged the land, some few survived for reasons unknown. Some of these survivors took to shelters. Some became bandits and marauders. Others even stood up against the hordes of undead and became legend. Today, though, we follow not one of those, but instead just a man who ran. Joshua Snow was a helicopter pilot in the days before the apocalypse, and when shit really began to hit the fan, he made a break for his personal tourism helicopter and took flight. He hopped from one stranded airport to another, avoiding large city centers, and saw most of the events of the apocalypse unfold from above. For weeks and months, he simply stayed aloft and stayed alive as the world below descended into chaos and all hope was lost. However, his luck and his fuel has finally run out. Less than a mile out of another refueling station, Joshua has been forced to land his helicopter, chugging fumes as he finally touched down. The last few feet were more of a drop and then a landing, barely making it over the bridge to avoid touching down in some megacity. Joshua has seen the Cataclysm unfold, but does not have the skills to survive it, as he barely leapt from his beloved machine before a small horde ripped him to shreds. Welcome to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, one of the hardest open-world survival games ever made. We find Joshua at the beginning of his journey, with a helicopter completely out of fuel and worse for wear, in a world more dangerous than most. Welcome also to No Hope, a mod that takes the normal Cataclysm and makes everything harder. How long will we survive? It's not the greatest day in the apocalypse. As soon as Joshua got off of his helicopter and walked onto the bridge, he realized that the sound of the helicopter had attracted a significant amount of company. We are in a bad situation. We need to quickly get out of this before we can even take a moment to think. There's no way out with our helicopter. It's out of fuel. Fortunately, though, we are on a bridge, and just taking a quick look around, a quick stalk of our situation, it does look like the vast majority of the zombies that have seen us are not too close to our side. So we are going to just immediately, the first action we ever take is to run. But we can't run too far. We run out of stamina now, we are dead immediately. Fortunately, climbing up the bridge does mean that the zombies are going to likely lose track of Joshua pretty much immediately. So we're going to be using this bridge as a bit of early shelter. We're going to just go ahead and head alongside it, turn safe mode back on, head to the north side of it, and very carefully peek back down. Okay. On this side, we have nothing. It does look like there's some sort of trail, a trail guide, and in the distance, as we were coming down with our helicopter, Joshua would have spotted this hunting lodge, and he has spent some time out in the woods and knows what a hunting lodge means. There could be weapons there. Oh, in fact, please, no fishing, cleaning, or dishwashing. We see a sign. Do we have clean water? No. We were excited for just a moment as there is a water pump at this trailhead, and there was a chance that we had clean water, which would have been kind of amazing. But there is, in fact, a trail guide here. Unfortunately, the map in the map board here looks like it is locked. Where do I see? So it says it's Newberry Trail, and it's asking us to leave no choice. Ooh, there is, in fact, a wood stove here. With the wood nearby, and the fact that there's water right nearby here as well, and even some rocks, we might be able to get some basic stuff going here on this trailhead. As a quick out-of-game notes here, we did just change our map style because someone informed me that this map style is kind of amazing. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? But back at it, we do want to see if we can head north to these hunting lodges first. Worst case scenario, if there isn't anything there that we care about. What the hell is this? Strange. Eldritch tears in the world here. We're going to... Ooh, actually, that was a blackberry bush. Oh, but it doesn't seem like there's any blackberries on it. It's the beginning of spring, but we haven't quite gotten to the point where there is anything growing yet. Some maps here. Fortunately, both these trailhead maps are also... I'm surprised we can't just reach in and read them. They're also locked. We'll check this car real quick, though. Looks like there's some super glue. Oh, there's a socket screwdriver wrench. Okay, so we are going to mark this right away. Now that we've gotten away from the initial zombie spawn that was pulled in by our helicopter, we do have some moments here. So we'll go ahead and say tools here. And make sure that we leave a note. This car is obviously torn to shreds. No fuel. Not even a gas can around here. Our first goal is to try and get some survival tools. Then we want to make sure that we have ways to survive ourselves. We want tools. We want weapons. We want some bottles, maybe a backpack, and we immediately see some zombies. Damn, we were moving a little too quick, and one of these zombies, the Cade zombie, actually got up on me really quickly. We do know that that building's to the north there, so we are going to start running as Joshua just makes it and books it for the forest, trying to get the trunk behind the trees and move into the forest. From the southwest, though, we do hear a bang as potentially something is fighting. It looks like that the Cade zombie is falling back, staying back behind us. Quick glance around this place. It looks like the windows are locked, but we don't see anything inside. That the Cade zombie is still pretty far to the south. Okay. I'll turn on safe mode again and just trying to sneak around the side here. Break in. Oh, thank goodness. Close the door behind us. We do see a zombie child to the south and a freshly broken window. But we also see a lot of books. That is exactly something that we need. Okay. We don't want to confront the zombie child quite yet. Oh, there's even a fireplace here. This is an amazing place to be for on our first night. We need to get away from that zombie child if possible. We don't want to fight anything at this point. Oh, go and close the windows whenever possible. We don't want anything outside to see us. And in fact, since we're inside in the dark, we're going to go ahead and take our sunglasses off. There we go. They weren't hurting us. Looks like a locked door. They weren't hurting us, but I doubt they were helping us, having sunglasses indoors in a dark building. This world that we're in has been damaged and torn to shreds by the apocalypse for years now. So finding loot in these buildings is very uncommon. We're going to go ahead and close all these windows so that we can move around a little. What is that? A steak knife. We're going to rush over to it and grab it right away. Just holding it in our hands. It's at least something. Fighting zombies with our bare hands is just so incredibly unwise. Especially, we have no real fighting skills. Oh my gosh. This is so rare to find. There's actually food here. And matches. Very good. Very, very good. Is there anything else here that is absolutely required? I mean, we only have our boxer shorts and our cargo pants on. We don't have a backpack or anything like that, so we won't be able to carry anything. What is this? A metal door of the hunting lodge. If we could figure out how to make some lockpicks before we leave here, there's a chance we can find something interesting there. Up north, there seems to be some sort of area of clear-cut trees. Okay. So we have a spot here. How much food is this? Actually, it's a pretty sizable amount of calories. And There's some batter fried fish that must have been preserved in some way to have lasted this long, but it looks like it has a shelf life of a day. So I think we're just going to go ahead and eat that so that we get some calories, and then everything else in here is going to last a little bit longer. Some stuff down here is going to last a very long time because it's sealed. It's not going to go bad anytime soon. But there's a chance that we leave this place and not actually find anything within a day. There's a candle in here. We have an ability, as what little technomancy Joshua had managed to learn before all of this, to be able to conjure a lamp. But the problem is that it only lasts like 20 minutes or so, and it takes the vast majority of Joshua's energy to even conjure the lamp in the first place. So having another way to light ourselves up, a more consistent way, like a candle, is going to be for the best. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a frisbee. We've lived in the apocalypse for a little while. It's not impossible for there to be just shapes with faces on them. The apocalypse is terrifying. The Cataclysm has changed every aspect of the world. Got some clothing here. Another furnace. In fact, this massive floor fireplace is probably a lot safer than the one downstairs. Make sure we are closing windows as we go. We're not going to be staying here for long, but we don't want to get too far away from our helicopter either. And these first few days, our actions in these first few days are incredibly important. So we will definitely take this matchbook. We will probably be focusing on trying to get some basic survival going. Oh man, we got even more food here. And we have at least a week on most of this, so we'll just leave it. A little bit more in the way of discarded clothing from whoever left this place last. This building's actually in really good condition. That's something you rarely see anymore. Now that the apocalypse has been kind of raging for a little while. We do have a problem that zombie child broke this window over there, and it's right next to our stairs up. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. There are some houses down here, though, that we saw from the air, and a small cemetery you probably want to avoid. But I don't think we saw anything that really struck us as being incredibly important to hit early. And it is, in fact, daytime without a weapon. I think what we're going to do is we're going to check outside. We're going to leave that door open. We're going to check outside, and we're just going to very carefully make a perimeter around this place. And if there's any zombie... Ooh, what are these? Can we drink this? Oh, no. Damn. They are standing tanks filled with water. But the water isn't healthy. I was hoping that this was clean water in here. We're just going to very carefully make our way around. And if that decayed zombie and that zombie child were the only ones nearby... Looks like the zombie child's still here. I think with this knife, we're going to back up to this door. The door is not opened. Okay, are we faster than this zombie? It is much slower than us. We're going to take us some swings at this thing. It claws at us, but we do manage to dodge. As we do finally manage to stab it, and it is bleeding. Stab it again, slicing into it deeper and deeper, as he's never really fought a kid before. But we finally take it down. One down, billions to go. We killed a zombie. It was a small zombie. We feel awful for taking it down, but it is down. And that's one thing you'll notice immediately about a world with no hope. This zombie shows no sign of reanimation. That'll be fairly common. A lot of the zombies are so degraded, so old, that they no longer need to be crushed and pulped in order to stay dead. Okay, so we're going to finish going around. If possible, we'd like to find a rock so that we can use it to bang on things and to break things. But we're also just checking to make sure that there's no zombies within just like an immediate eye shot, because we'd like to do some work. Day one work in the Cataclysm is very important. It's very important that we get some basic tools up and running and the such. So we're gonna... It doesn't look like there's anything around here. So let's quickly look around, see if there is any rocks that we can spot that we can use as like a makeshift hammer. And failing that, yeah, it looks like we're just going to have to head in. This room here fascinates me. What the hell could possibly be in there? We're going to have to see if we can break our way into there. This is a hunting lodge after all, and the fact that we didn't find anything in the way of like bows or knives or hunting supplies makes us think that this metal door over here probably leads into the supply house and was likely, I don't know, locked up by the people who had taken care of this. I also just noticed that there is one more area right here outside. Oh, and a basement. Okay. We're going to steal ourselves. Make sure we calm ourselves. Head down. It is pitch dark. I don't like this. What we're going to do is we're going to immediately... We tried to cast lamp, but we can't with our hands full. So we're going to immediately cast lamp. And unfortunately, this is not a thing that Joshua has a lot of experience with, so he keeps losing his concentration as he tries to focus on the spell. But we finally got it going. Okay. We're going to pick the knife back up. Open the door. Cautiously creep out. There's a bicycle down here. Oh, it's destroyed. Damn. A bicycle could have been useful. We could have made some distance with some bicycle. But this downstairs room, now that we've checked it out, is pretty nice. We have a nice clean surface here as a table. We have a trash can, a utility shelf. Okay. No signs of there being any sort of secret rooms. And we have a little bit of food and water. Oh, but the access is outside. Nah, screw that. I'll go ahead and, can we drop the lamp? Yeah, we can drop the lamp that we summoned. Head back inside, and what we're going to do for the next good amount of time is that Joshua's going to kind of just break apart some of the furniture, and she's going to break apart some of the tables and stuff like that, and we're just going to get some basic supplies, and then we're going to probably... where should our crafting spot be, actually? We want to be away from this broken window here. Possible we want to find something that can block the line of sight of that window. Are these 80% concealment? This bookcase here is not actually a full concealment, but it might be the best thing we have. We might be able to push a bookcase all the way down here. We're not terribly strong, but if we have time, we can push a bookcase all the way down here just so that things can't just directly see it. So I think that's probably going to be what we do first. So we're going to pull up the inventory management here, and we'll select the spot we're standing on, and then this spot, and we're just going to unload everything off of this particular bookshelf, and then we will grab it, and we're really not liking that, as it is actually hurting quite a bit to push this, but fortunately we just have to push it in a straight line. As we finally let it go. Ideally, it would be nice to put something here eventually as well, or maybe these two spots eventually, and then we'd only use the other bookcase. But for now, it does mean that there's only a handful of places that we can't walk here. There are actually some logs in this fire as well. After thinking about it, it does seem like the best option is to use the second floor. And use this area up here as our crafting area. Joshua's already experienced quite a few zombies in his life and knows that they're going to have a hard time getting up and down stairs. So we'll probably gather around this upstairs fire pit. There's also a bathtub here, so if we ever wanted to just like pour some water into the bathtub, we could do that. And we can sleep on the sofa. This is going to be incredibly temporary arrangements, but it may be where we survive for the first day. So we're going to go and do that, and we'll be back when we're done. We were breaking down a bookcase, and we just heard glass shattering downstairs. Okay. We're going to take a moment to catch our breath. Where was the glass? Something might have broken in. Okay. We're looking good so far. Seems like maybe something had wandered over here. I don't see anything yet. What the hell? We definitely heard glass shattering. Perhaps there was glass. There's no way that there was glass. Okay. Just in case something leapt onto the second floor here, we're going to check the upstairs windows as well. Huh. We definitely heard glass shattering. Can't find its source. Concerning. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and hope that's... it was just a trick of our mind. We are going to have to take curtains from somewhere. So I think we're going to take them from the bedrooms back here. Although there are beds back here. We will likely grab that closest bed. So we'll go ahead and take down these curtains. And then make sure and close the doors behind us. After breaking down a few bookshelves and pulling down some curtains, we do have a bunch of strings, planks, some sticks, and some cloth now. But we're still missing some of the basics we need to get some of the basic tools that we want. We did see before that there was some tools in an area down south here. So we might have to go down there and check what exactly tools there were. We don't remember offhand what was there, but we also need some other stuff here, which we might be able to get by breaking down like the oven and the sink here. So we're gonna try that. Okay, finally Joshua has managed to get all of the materials he needs by various things throughout the area to craft ourselves a makeshift hammer. The makeshift hammer is going to be pretty important for us to do any more actual disassembly work so that we can get more tools and more things going. I don't think it immediately opens us up to other things, so we're going to go ahead and take that off of our list here. Now the biggest thing that we need is a pipe. I think that there's a chance that we can get pipes from these downspouts. That gave us scrap aluminum. To be honest, I don't remember where we can get pipe from. We got some planks and nails from that thing. We're just going to kind of go around busting things to see if we can find anything that is going to give us some pipes. Perhaps the refrigerator. Ideally, we wanted to disassemble this instead of just smashing it. We're actually not damaging it, really. Even with a hammer? Kind of surprised. Probably because we're just not strong enough, and the hammer's not terribly impressive. One quick addition is that I must have missed this earlier, but we actually do have a screwdriver here, which helps. So we can go ahead and take that off our starting tools list here. We really kind of do need a crowbar, though, to be able to kind of take things apart. And in order to get that crowbar, we need a pipe. And we're not skilled enough to be able to make a cudgel yet. I think something that we're going to do is we might just do some practice and get our carving up and then our melee up and see if we can make a cudgel. Because if we can make a cudgel, we can head to one of these houses in town. And Joshua will feel a lot more confident if he actually has a real weapon. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start a fire. Is there no logs? Okay. Well, we'll go downstairs and grab this log. Haul it upstairs into this place. Start a fire. And then we will see about trying to get our carving up so that we can get level 1 fabrication, and then we're also going to practice a little bit of melee to get level 1 melee. And if I remember correctly, that should give us the recipe in order to be able to make a cudgel. Okay, we are up to level 1 melee and level 1 fabrication, and I was correct. Well, I actually got up to 2 fabrication. We apparently had level 1 fabrication just by doing stuff around the place. So we can now make a cudgel. And once we have a cudgel, we'll actually have a real weapon. We can go ahead and drop our makeshift hammer right there. And with the cudgel, we do in fact have a long, slender wooden rod. This is the kind of beating rod you would see on like old English police, as it does do 10 bashing damage, has some plus to hit, and with 81 moves per attack, it does mean that it's actually a relatively fast weapon. And the important detail here is that it does give us techniques while wielded, because it's a proper weapon. We gain precise strike, rapid strikes, and parry. Now, mind you, I believe we don't have 3 melee, so we won't get precise strikes, but we will get rapid strikes and parry pretty much right away. And it's a fairly durable item as well. So with this, we'll go ahead and extinguish our fire here. And is there anything we want to take with us on this really short trip? I don't think so, but we should be able to find some water of some kind in one of these things. Actually, that's a good point. We should probably get some way to move water. We got some tin cans here. We can move some water in from outside and cook up that water. For the time being, hard seltzer is going to make us not that great. So I think for the time being, we're going to eat some bread, which is just kind of like some food that's going to be our earliest to go bad. And then we'll see about if there's anything here. We can make a reinforced garbage bag as a way to be able to just really temporarily carry things. I actually don't think we can wear that. I was hoping that we could, like, sling that over our shoulder, and it doesn't seem to be the case. And I don't really see... I mean, we have a kettle here. Guess we could grab the kettle. We really need... We have, like, a serious need for some sort of backpack of some kind. We'll go ahead and... pour some water into the kettle, take it upstairs, and we will quickly boil the water. Just so that we have something to drink. Make sure that we're not starting this journey thirsty. Should be able to put the kettle directly on there and start a fire, and that will cook up in a moment as we go back down and get our cudgel and be ready for this journey. We should put out our light. At this point in our journey with Joshua, we have more needs than anything else, as that might take a minute to cook. So we're going to rest at first, and then we might actually do just a little bit more practice. If we practice anything, it would be our melee. Oh, we can't practice more melee. So I think probably athletics would be a good idea then, so that we can run away from things. Well, we got athletics 1, and our water is not done yet. What about athletics 2? Perhaps... Does the kettle not have boiling on it? It has boiling. Interesting. I promise you this works. The water is hot. Let's wait 5 minutes. There we go. Apparently it took like 25 minutes, but we did manage to finally get some clean water. So we're going to drink all the way up to hydrated. Put out the fire. We'll leave the kettle here because we can't carry it with us. And we'll eat just a little bit more food before we go on our journey. What time of day it is? It's around 2 p.m. So we'll be fine there. Eat some cereal. And can we open this door from the inside? No, we can't. There's a chance that we might want to make some nail board traps or something like that to put around this place, just in case we lead anything back. Okay. This is going to be a dangerous trip because we're heading into the city, and there's going to be zombies over there. So we're going to try and make our way slowly. Speaking of, we already saw a decayed zombie. It is off to the north of us in the forest. I think we're going to leave it, but we do want to move over to into that forest. Actually, it's a single decayed zombie. I think Joshua would look at this as an opportunity to try out his cudgel and see if he is going to be as confident with it as he thinks he is. As approaching it, we are going to start brawling now that we're strong enough and swinging it. Oh, even the first swing, we get a hearty, chunky swing straight into its chest, dealing a chunk of damage as it tries to grab us, and we go in for a critical again and again, finally beating it down. Looks like it had some cough syrup, and there's a wallet here. Nothing interesting in the wallet. There's a belt. The belt would be useful if it wasn't filthy. I think we're going to leave the belt for now, because wearing something filthy like that is going to put us in a bad mood. And right now our mood is one of the few good things that we got going for us. Our mood's not great, but it's also not bad. So we're going to stick to the woods here and just kind of slowly move up to this house that we saw to the south. As we approach, we do see immediately there are some swimmer zombies. A zombie clad in swimwear. Probably not a very graceful swimmer anymore. But we also see a skittering plague. It's a giant, sickly-looking cockroach that appears to be using the undead as its primary food source. The diet of infected flesh doesn't seem to harm it, but something about the roach's biology is clearly changing. It doesn't seem interested in us, though. So I think we're actually going to crouch and move a little bit slower. Oh man, there are so many zombies down there already. It looks like they're right near where we need to go too. That's not ideal. Oh, man, there's so many zombies here. And there we go. We finally have sight on the house itself that we're trying to get to. And I was right. There are zombies there as well. So even if we were to get into one of these houses to try and find something that might have pipes in it so that we can make a crowbar, the zombies here are going to hear us. What we might be able to do is we might be able to lure them out into the forest. Especially now that all of them saw us simultaneously. Okay, well, that being the case, we are going to start running into the forest now, as Joshua does not want to fight a zombie horde immediately. And we're going to pull back to about here. And we're going to just wait and see if anything saw us well enough to come. As we do see one step out. It saw us. That's actually a good thing for us right now. We'll step a little bit farther back into the forest. It's like a fat zombie off to the southwest. And this zombie right here to the southeast. I want a place where... Okay, now there's no eyes on us from the other directions. Okay, the zombie sees us. As Joshua just carefully and patiently waits for it to get close. And takes a swing at it. The same time that we bash into it, we hear a bang from the northwest. Hopefully, that has nothing to do with us. It manages to grab our torso, bites into it, actually managing to do a little bit of damage. We blocked some of it with the cudgel, but we do start just swinging into it as Joshua's getting a little worried there. Looks like he has a little bit of money on him. Nothing terribly interesting. We did stun it at the last few moments, crushing its head in, and finally took it down. We heard another bang. This is so dangerous. This is so dangerous. We're fine for now, though. We're going to try and get a little closer again. Looks like this cemetery over here is just kind of pouring out zombies. And every once in a while they spot us, which can be both useful and dangerous. Oh, there's a tough zombie. That's not great. This was once an athletic human, now a brutal monster. Its facial features are twisted into an expression of pure rage. That tough zombie is going to be slightly faster than us. Oh, it's actually slower than us. Oh, that's good. But no matter what, it is going to be stronger than us. There's a chance that we don't want to fight this. But I think what we're going to do is, since we're so close to the woods, and we can probably pretty easily run, we're going to lure it in, take a swing at it. We immediately did a lot of damage. Getting yet a critical after a critical and chunking into it. And it did take one swing at us. We managed to actually parry it, but it grabbed our leg, bites into our leg, and we start just smacking it off of us, slamming in our cudgel into it over and over. Finally, it goes down. Thank goodness. Looks like there's a memory card on him. Oh, we can grab the memory card. Might be some sort of book. As Joshua catches his breath. It's like there's some more zombies over in the forest there. We have already taken a few hits. I think something that we realized that we need to do is we need to back off a little bit here. It's like there's a hazmat zombie following us. We need to back off a little bit here, back to our abode, and make some bandages. Looks like that thing's following us, but not that closely. Probably won't follow us all the way back here. We need to make some bandages for ourselves with some of the materials that we had, so that we can tend to our wounds before they start getting worse. These first days of our life, of Joshua's life, are going to be... How do we not have cotton sheets? That's crazy to me. What I was going to say, though, is the first days of our life are going to be very cautious. I can't believe we didn't get any cotton sheets. Oh, there we go. So we can tear apart a sheet in order to turn it into a cotton sheet. I will point out that that was new, based on the last version that we played. So we're going to go ahead and make, let's see, how do we make at a time? 2. Is there a discount for making more? No. So we're just going to go ahead and make, that'll be 6 bandages. Probably use 3 of them right away. Yeah, go ahead and use 3 of them right away. Put them on our stuff. And seeing just how many zombies are in the area, Joshua is going to look at his situation and think, this is honestly good for day 1. We managed to find safe haven. We managed to find a place to kind of bunk down for the day. So I think Joshua is going to look at this and say, we have a lot of knowledge of things that we can do to get a little bit better. We could train ourselves in dodging. We could get a little bit better at unarmed. We can train ourselves in bandaging, just so that whenever we go back out, we aren't completely out of the blue. So knowing that he is going to kind of bed down and use this place, at least until it runs out of resources. He is still a nomad. He still wants to move on, and we still want to find fuel for our helicopter over here. We know that we saw an airbase that has that fuel far to the northeast, which is probably going to be one of our earliest goals. We knew that that's the transponder signal of where we were going. But it's so far away that we have to find an alternate source first. We're going to have to explore Bethany, this town that we never planned on being at. So we are going to go ahead and probably focus on ourselves, focus on our health, and use our first Vitakinetic power, Healthy Glow. These powers can keep us in the bloom of health, even preventing or stopping an asthma attack. And if we concentrate on it, then we will be able to be a little bit healthier in our time here, and we'll feel better by time our second day. Another thing that we'll probably do is we'll break into this area downstairs and see if we can find anything interesting. In fact, we might even do that right now. Where's our hammer? We don't really need our cudgel upstairs, so we're going to leave... nope, that's not a good place for my cudgel. Now that I think about it. I was going to say we're going to leave it at the bottom of the stairs, but we're not going to leave it there. We're going to leave it at the top of the stairs, so that if anything comes up the stairs, we have it there ready. And we're going to take our hammer here and see if the hammer is good enough to break down this door. Even after a few hits, Joshua can tell immediately that we're not even damaging the door. Go outside real quick. And... okay, we tear down the curtains from the inside immediately, breaking the glass. And we can see that there are most definitely supplies inside. We're gonna pick up the sheets that we dropped and the strings. But more importantly, there's metal bars over the window, which means there's going to be pretty much no way for us to get in there. I have an idea, though. Joshua is someone who is used to dealing with things from different angles. So we're going to climb out onto the roof here and come over to this. What the hell is this? It's a lawn dart. And can we bash the ground? Can we break in through the roof? Damn. We take a few good swings at it with the hammer and no dice. But there is a vent pipe here. Oh, wow. I can't believe I forgot about that. Okay, so we're going to... We took one swing at the vent pipe, knocking it apart, and immediately got a pipe. The last thing that we needed in order to make our crowbar. We'll go ahead and drop our hammer, go back for the pipe, and make our crowbar. What an amazing find. What an amazing find. Now with a crowbar, a hammer, a screwdriver in tow, we have the basics of the tools that we'll need in order to survive in the Cataclysm. We have the absolute basics. With the crowbar, we can start disassembling things and getting wood out of them. And we are still going to do what we were thinking we were going to do and just practice here. We're going to get our skills up. And we're not using this as a base. This is just going to be a temporary rest. And in fact, we're going to run out of resources here relatively quickly. But I would like to see that now that we have this crowbar... Close that window. Close the blinds too. Can we take this crowbar over to this door here? Light a candle? And deconstruct the door? No, we cannot. Can we bash the door down? Perhaps. No, we cannot. It seems very likely that we're going to have to make lockpicks. Just some improvised lockpicks. Which are not that hard to make. In fact, we actually have the stuff nearby to make some. And we're going to have to basically learn lockpicking on this door in order to get in here. So we have a lot of things that we need to do here. We need to do some practice. We need to probably gather up all the food that we found. We found some food downstairs as well. Gather it all up here. And kind of get ready to be here for just a few days. Maybe only even a day or two. But it'll be where Joshua just kind of gets ready in order to venture out into Bethany and gets ready to venture out into the rest of this area. We don't want to stay in one area too long, for sure. And our ultimate goal is to probably find some sort of vehicle so that we can drive north to get the fuel, and then we'll lug the fuel back in order to get to our helicopter, refuel it, and probably have to take out all of the zombies nearby as well. Our ultimate goal is to be able to get back up in the air and probably learn the skills now that we know that we're going to have to survive in the Cataclysm. We're going to have to learn the skills in order to modify and enhance our vehicle. And we're not going to be afraid to use anything that we come across. Bionics, weapons, technomancy, whatever it takes in order to survive. The Cataclysm is harsh, and it has grown even harsher now there is no hope. But that is going to be the episode for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is a little bit of a shorter episode because it's the beginning of the series, and I wanted to just introduce you guys to what we're going to be doing here with Joshua Snow. If you guys want to see more, make sure you subscribe, and if you have any comments or suggestions, leave a like and a comment in the, comment section below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.